Righty boob tubes and fuck you, CCP, tick-a-tick-tock, shit-a-tick-tock. I just don't like me having fun with Hitler pashies, what can I say? It's the communist way, it's the communist way. So, this is straight off the press, so hot off the press, I can't find it anywhere. Absolutely anywhere. By anywhere, I mean the first page of Google search results. It's reality. Boom! So, I was checking my notifications and I got this through for Associated Press's boob tubes, and it's so hot off the press, they ain't even translated it yet. All they done is get a headline and a Chinaman talking China talk. I was like, when's it going to start? When's it going to begin? Somebody asking questions in a language I can't understand. Somebody answering the questions in a language I can't understand. I'm an ignorant bastard. I can't speak any language, including English. So, that's as much sense as you're going to get. But this comes down to what's happening. Right, hold on, this Chinaman's fucking shout shop out talking to me. Need to turn the Chinaman down a wee bit. So this all boils down to... that's better, man. Fuck. Oh, get the Chinaman out of my ear. That's a specialised video. But this boils down to China urging its diplomatic allies, i.e. pro-Chinese parties inside Taiwan, to return to the one China principle as soon as policy. Well, hold on, I'm acting like I don't have... I can just say any old shit. A lot of the time I do and get it wrong, but anyway, one China policy is basically Taiwan coming back into China. You know, like, because it was part of the last Chinese empire, and that empire ended 1914, 1920s, something like that. The Xingping dynasty. One China policy refers to a United States policy of strategic and ambiguity, easy for me to say, regarding Taiwan, in a 1972 joint communique with the PRC, People's Republic of China. The US acknowledges that all Chinese on either side of the Taiwan Strait maintain there is but only one China, and that Taiwan is part of China. I probably butchered that, something rotten, but that's it in essence. So there's recently been an election in Taiwan. What else was happening as well? Taiwan angered unilateral China change to Taiwan's straight flight path. So as you can see, there's a lot of tension going on over in Taiwan. US the South China Sea. That's, oh god, my head's not had a coffee yet. Territorial disputes in the South China Sea. I know China, which I think is, yeah, fucking sea's got your name on it or something. But what I'm trying to... This has been happening for ages, I mean years, but here's what's coming out more recently. Perils of the familiar past, explaining United States South China Sea misogyny. China accuses US of abusing international law by sailing in Taiwan Strait. So this has been happening. I know it's happening just now as well, but this has been happening for ages. China now has the biggest navy in the world, and it's swinging its dick in its back garden. Maybe because it fucking does have its name on it, the South China Sea. But anyway, funny is, I just like that wee joke. And this gets wrapped up in Taiwan, because if the US doesn't protect the South China Sea and doesn't have a presence in the South China Sea, basically China has nothing at all holding it back for a full-on invasion, which it's promised to do, to take Taiwan back for the one China policy. Moving off flight path closer to sensitive median line. So bitching and moaning about, see, again, it's like, who's got the authority? It's power games, isn't it? But ultimately, China has promised us out in open public, their fucking Communist Party spokesholes saying this stuff. And after the recent let me see what I can find on Taiwan's election. It's got big ramifications in energy security, how the Southeast Asia responded to Taiwan's election. China says a US gravely wrong to congratulate new leader. As the well, you can see where these headlines are coming from, so you'll get an idea of what they're all about. Who champions autonomy from China wins contest. See, like, what those headlines aren't telling you is that, like, it's, I keep meaning to go and touch on this, but the way the Taiwanese system works is the biggest party wins, but unless they've got a majority in the place they sit, their parliament, I suppose, it can then become like a hung parliament. A good example of that was over here. I'm trying to think, who was it? God, I'm really need to get my coffee in me. But we had a hung parliament over here with the Lib Dems. You remember that? I think it was the Conservatives and Lib Dems. Was it Cameron? I digress. But it's that kind of idea. Now, prior to this election, the pro-West party, the anti-China party, if you want to call it that, the anti-taking Taiwan into China party, they had the majority in the parliament, i.e. what they said stood, because if it went to a vote, they would have the majority and thus win a vote in parliament if they had all their MPs behind them. That's no longer the case. They've lost their majority shrunk, they're still the biggest party in the parliament, thus they get the prime minister. Their head guy is the prime minister, but the remaining section of the parliament, if those two parties come together, they could outvote the party of the president. If you get me, if you understand that, so if the other two parties make a coalition and nobody makes a coalition with the government, it's going to be a useless parliament. But I suppose the bottom line, the takeaway is, it's reduced pro-Western parties' control in Taiwanese politics and increased pro-China, pro-one China policy people in Taiwan. And fast forward to today, You now have China, wee shouty man. What's that? Ministry of Foreign Affairs, Foreign Minister. Call me Sherlock. I know, right? So I'm going to stab in the dark. This Chinaman's the Foreign Minister, and he wants his diplomatic allies, i.e. those parties I was talking about, the ones that if they came together in a coalition and put a bill forward urging a one China policy, the government couldn't outvote it. But it's more complicated than that because they would need the two parties would need to come together, and I think like you've basically got the pro-West, pro-China party, and then you've got this in-betweeny one. I'm explaining this in some depth, and then you'll probably have all your wee small independent mofos as well, if it's a similar system to elsewhere. Usually is. But that's the best way I can explain it. So stay tuned. It's getting interesting, you all. I know everybody's thinking, Ukraine, Syria. I heard on the day that one of the options, America responding to the drone attack, is hitting Iranian proxies inside inside Syria. That's already happening. Mental. It's absolutely mental, but stay tuned, you all. Get it. Make sure you thumbs it up if you enjoy this stuff, man. Stay tuned to World War 3 live, motherfucker. Get it? Got it. Good. No cats or cheese were harmed in this filming. Get cheese.
Keeps clips.
And remember, citizens, always subscribe. Hit the notification bell as well. And $19.95 plus shipping and handling will keep you out of hell.